And we're live!
Hello,
everyone! Welcome.
Oh my God, chat is already moving. I can see on the
I
corner
know,
of
it's
my
like
eye that chat already started.
crafty. I am Karen Oppert, Sula Peg, Penny Van, David is in the house. And it's going so fast I can't even click on it.
Hello. Yeah, I think that Facebook will be a little slower today because something is going on Facebook. So if you watch us on Facebook and you cannot see stuff and the image is...
Agnieszka's here from Facebook, so it must be working.
Freezing.
Yeah, so Facebook, here come all the Facebook comments.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Jessica. Hello, Sue. Hi, Roberta. Hello. Oh,
hello from Portugal.
Hello, Anne. It's so nice to see you on the chat. That means that you're better.
From Hungary. Yay! Trying to man the chat, talk to the screen. So if I'm looking that way and Olga's looking that way, we're not looking at the same screen, okay? We are social distancing. She's in her flat, I'm in mine. We are both in Berlin. But yeah, we're both looking at our computer screen so we can read your chat. It's a bit of a crazy setup. So
yeah. My setup today is weirder than usual. Hello from France. Bonjour, ça va? That's all.
I'm trying to. There should be some way for us to pause the chat so that we can be able to actually click on what we want to click on. Because Crafty I Am said she loves my necklace. Thank you. We will do a class on how to make that one day.
I love that necklace as well. I have to tell you that.
Kisses from Peru, from Catherine. Thank you.
Really, really good necklace. Hello. So today, what we are doing today? Today we'll be reading because reading is fundamental.
It's all about my granny's book.
Yeah,
so this is the original, which has the class
version.
So
it looks so small. Okay, so mine inside. Oops, I lost the little books. I had to leave them in the other room. So that's how mine looks. I even add the metal thing to mimic your book as close as possible.
I was so impressed because you've used Stamperia's those little lockets, those locks, and you've just broken the hoop off. That was so clever.
It was a struggle. They are so hard to cut or to stand down, so it will be not, grabbing your hand. It's fine-ish. I could work a little bit more on that, but I need the power tool because those hands don't do
I cheated and used the paper lock on this one from the cutouts. I didn't have to sand anything. I just had to use my scissors.
Yeah, so today we will do absolutely everything and anything with the book paper. Because that's pretty awesome paper.
Looks like this. This is the individual sheet, which comes with a strip at the top. So Stamperia has both the paper pads. So the paper pad looks like this, and it has the 10 sheets, and it comes in 2 different sizes, 12 by 12 and 8 by 8. Both of these have the book paper in it. And then as a designer, we get to choose 6 designs that will be what's called loose stock. So this is what loose stock looks like. It has the information strip along the top. And so the shops can buy these in as extra sheets for you to be able to buy those extras. So you know what we say? You have to buy 3 because, well, you don't have to, but it's advisable. So you can use 1 for the side, 1 for that side, and then the 3rd one is just to keep and stroke, because we know how hard it is to cut the paper. The struggle is real. And I've lost Olga. We just have...
I'm coming. I just want to show off.
Well, you're lucky you're not in my house, because the supervisor would have taken my chair by now.
I'm here because, I took my... I picked up my prize from last year from Stamperia Vernissage, and I took the rare opportunity that Lady Vagabond was in stock. So guys, you know.
Thank you, Sue, for the codes. Much appreciated.
Yes, so I grabbed a couple of those individuals because
yeah, the struggle is real. I also bought. They come in packs of 10, so I also have 10. No shortage.
I have 9 because I used one already.
I just ordered my new pack.
But to be fair, that paper was a surprise for me because obviously I love the one with houses, and I think I have at least 4 or 5 sheets that I cut out and fussy cut the windows. And that wasn't a surprise, but with the book paper, I was surprised that I liked it so much and that I use it so much because, you know, in theory, it's a paper to make journal from. That was the idea. And I
just see so many people doing different things with books, and being a book person, I wanted an easy way to make a book. So you're going to be showing today how you made that fancy cover that you did for your design team post today. It is mind-blowing.
Small notebook that goes inside because this motif shows up a couple times on the line. We have the big one. There is a small one in 8x8. There is just a smaller version. And there is the one that you are holding on the side that is from those little ATC sized elements. So from this one, I will make the little book that will go inside, but I have some tips and tricks prepared, and I will have to run and grab my books because inside on the on today's post, you could see that there are little books here inside as well, with that 3D effect, because first of all, I have to admit that I stole the idea from Samantha. And actually, it's not stealing. She knew that I will do it. I told her that I need that idea.
I did hear you ask. I was around.
So I combined her idea because she just took a box that was fitting in the size and she turned it into a small book. And I thought that it would be cool to add that embossed area here.
Because the original, this is the original, which isn't even as 3D as you've made it. Yours looks just like the original. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so I came up with that idea, and I like the fact that I used, because I used the old book, and I just did a cutout, and you know, from the side, it could be the piece that you put on your shelf and you keep your jewelry or valuables in case that you have somebody who will break in. They will not notice that one on the shelf because it would look exactly like a book. And also, I really wanted to test if I can make it like 3D and raised and yeah, and I'm super happy about that idea. Thank you. Okay. Do we have some magic screen to flip the cameras for this?
Yes. So while we are talking about that, I will put on the calendar. Don't forget to like and share. I can't do what Omar does, which is show his phone to like and share, because we're both using our phones to stream from. So don't forget to like and share, because on Monday they always announce the pizza box winner, the pizza box winner, the pizza box winner. Where are my banners?
Yes. So
let's get the pizza box banner. Share the videos and you can win a pizza box. Exactly. On Monday, they do the pizza game where they show you what's going in the pizza, and then at the end of the live, they show you who won that pizza. So you have to be in it to win it, and like and share the videos. So there's that. And then now we're going to go.
If you're watching on YouTube, then you have to roll to Facebook and just share it on Facebook. And again, if you have any issues on Facebook, then you can also watch us on
but
YouTube.
You can, if you're in YouTube, there is the share option underneath the live, and you can share to Facebook. So that is an option as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But okay, I prefer to copy the link and just paste it. Okay.
It's easier, so, I know. Okay. So let's do the calendar. So, of course, today we have us. And we are doing all about books. So then tomorrow we have Sarah doing it. I must organize it, die cuts. So that's what Sarah will be doing. It looks super, super cute. And I must say, as an artist, I just fell in love with this line. I had to have everything because it just spoke to my artist heart. And then on Saturday, we have a scrap album using Amazonia it's the Monica squared. You know, Monica and Monica? So the two Monicas will be together talking in Spanish, looking at that flag. So, of course, back to us for today. And let's see what we are up to on our screen. Right, I need to shift over slightly.
Yeah, so again, we look like we are at the same place, you know, similar background, similar stuff.
I can't wait for the day that we can meet in person again and scrapbook together.
Let's zoom everyone. Okay, perfect. I have my little paddy with stuff handy because I have a lot of things prepped. Okay, so
you go first. I'm going to put you full screen.
Okay.
Solo layout. There you go. Okay. Full screen.
So now I will do a lot of talking. So guys,
oh my word.
Yeah.
And I'll have a coffee break.
Yeah. So we have the book, and inside I took the opportunity and I grabbed my little books. You can place them with magnet, but that's how my 3D adventure with those papers started. If you look at my books up close, you can see that those areas are resin. You know, they are dimensional. They look like real books. The truth is that they are not. I just stuck the leftovers of the books of the book that I cut out inside, and I will show you today how to make them. The cutout page, if you really want to see it step by step, I did the video on this one. That was one of my that was one of my projects, and that book still have to go to Bella's house, so it's standing here, chilling here right now. It started a collection, and on my hat, that was the hat I had really fun making, and I had a cool photo session with the hat. The hat is also the organizer for your desk, and I did the 3D effect here for the first time with those books. And those books here are pockets that you can slide small objects to.
It's so cute.
When you have it on your desk, you know, usually I have a lot of caps like that have a useful knickknacks, so you can keep bigger stuff inside the hat and use those little books as the pockets. So in this case, I decided to fill them in with the pages because it adds to reality of the stuff.
Okay, just hang on a sec. I want to answer to Gloria. So Gloria, we're manning the live alone today. It's just me and Olga. So after the live, we will put photographs of our projects. We will list everything that we have used. And in my case, I'm going to be even using a scoring board, and there will be a PDF or a link to a PDF, or however we'll organize it. Omar will do that for us, Mr. Magic behind the scenes. And so there will be all that information for you after the live. So
oh my God, I will do a lot of scoring, but I'm eyeballing everything, so I didn't
no,
know.
mine can't be eyeballed. If mine's eyeballed, then it won't work.
I mean, it's not an eyeball, but I measure stuff like a stupid person would, to be fair. And you will see how difficult it is for me to do stuff that have to measure up. Okay, so to make a book like that, you will need an old book, mixed media glue, a lot of patience, and all the pages, one by one, I stick in the sections. So now I have like the board, because with the mixed media glue, the vintage paper goes really thick. So all my book is here, just divided in sections. And you will notice that you will probably ditch like half of your book, because the glue adds volume. So when all the pages are nice and dry, and it helps to run it through the Big Shot, to be fair, or die cutting machine, to add some pressure to smooth stuff out. Then we are doing a really boring step that I will skip today and I will do later on. So that part I will fix later on. We are making the cutout. So I just try to have around, okay, 2 fingers. I know that it's not in inches, those are not centimeters, but I like to have like two finger
older fingers. So
yeah,
we'll have to borrow your fingers.
I think an inch, no, 3/4 of the inch. So it's 3/4 of the inch. I think that it's 2.5 centimeters, more or less. And I'm leaving the border, and the rest I'm cutting out with my blade.
And where do people get to see your video? Craft I Am wants to see your video. It's on your channel under Olga Heldwein.
Yeah, I think so. The book, it was the part of Lady Vagabond Hub. And I believe that I showed there exactly how I stick them. You just take the old book and page by page, because they are all stuck together in those, you know,
okay,
when you...
Samantha needs to borrow your fingers from now on. You'll have to post them to her.
Okay, no worries. We can do that. We can do that. So, but I'm eyeballing. That's how I measure stuff, with fingers and pieces of paper.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you do the cutout, and you can do a thick or thin border as you want. I prefer to have a little bit thicker one, because it adds sturdiness. And when you read old book from the cover, you will see that it wants to divide in sections. I would not recommend to stick all the book while it's here, because glue is adding dimension, and it will add a lot here on the bottom part. So you will get, yeah, you will get a really not nice visual of bulk of glue next to the spine. So I just rip it apart, prepare everything, and then stack back inside. Unfortunately, your book is not fitting any standard book that I could find. And with this one, it was the case as well, that I just found the book that spine more or less fit.
Oh, so the cover didn't fit, but the spine was the right size.
Yes,
okay.
And the rest of the cover I can just cut out with the knife, and we have the cover done. When I'm sticking the cover, you can see that I detached the spine from the rest, just because it's the part that you open and close, open and close, open and close, and it will rip anyway. So in this case, when I have it already stuck down, I can go with mixed media glue on top. We will do it right now. I will show you how nicely it's squeezing.
So I'm going to put myself back on the screen while you are gluing. Because I need to start showing everybody what I am doing. So what I've done is I actually drew it out in pencil, because when you're scoring, it's very difficult to see the actual lines that I'm scoring. And so what you notice is that I've got this really skinny, it's literally a 1/8 gap between them, and that is what's called the gusset. So that is what is the gap between the pages. And here I've marked the X, you know, X marks the spot. That is the actual spine top, so that your spine will look like this when you're done. So these are those really narrow bits. So that will be the distance between your pages. And then that is the top. And what this extra line is between the gussets is what's called a hinge. It's so that your page can actually bend at this point. So that when you...
That is so clever, because I also have the harmonica for the spine, but I didn't went through extra effort. I don't have a scoring board. So I just, made a little harmonica for my notebook, and it will work because I have just a couple pages. But yours?
Okay, so the reason for that is this is a book that I made for Hochanda when Hochanda had its stuff on, and it means that your pages will sit flat when you open the book. So because you've got this extra bend over here, it allows the pages to bend. And when you are gluing a spine, or making a book, you never ever glue your actual spine. If you ever look at a hardcover book that you find in reality, you will notice that the spine is actually separate from the actual spine of the paper, so that it allows the paper to curve like this and it doesn't break the spine.
Yeah, you can.
So we'll be going into
see
that
here. They use the fabric. You can see
yes.
the leftovers of fabric here.
It's special binding fabric, yeah.
Yeah,
or you could use any fabric. Yeah.
And it was securing this piece to be separate from the cover. I already stuck mine in those ends, but the middle part is still loose. Okay, so when you have your cover, go on.
So I'm just holding up my scoreboard really close so people can see that I've actually taken a permanent marker, because this is a spine that I use all the time. So I've taken a permanent marker and I've put, they were red, they're now pink, which suits Belinda pink, but they were pink, well, they're now pink. And then where the little purple dots are, those are where the actual top of each page is. So these mark how many pages you get out of a strip. So out of a 12 by 12 sheet, you will actually get 8 tops, but this one is very close to the edge. You can actually, in this case, do 2 pieces like this, or even 3, and join them together and make a super duper huge thick book if you want to. So you can join them together, because sometimes what I do when I'm designing my mini albums is I actually make all my pages first, and then I make my spine and I put my book together. So this spine is enormous in comparison to my little book.
But it holds so many pages. Okay.
Yeah.
I see that we have a lot of people joining in. We didn't do a lot yet. So today it's all about books, and we are tackling the book paper and book topic on all the possible.
And we've been talking for 25 minutes. The 2 of us together are impossible.
Yeah, I know. We are horrible. Okay, I will just quickly show a next step because I will have to take my time with it. So to make those flowers, because you know I want to have the most real look, the closest one to the original book, and I will show you here. I have it covered with paper, so you don't see how I did it. I did it with that magical, amazing product. It's crystal drops. They are very shiny, quite fast drying, and they are quite thick in the consistency, so you can play with them. And that's how they look when they are dry. And I think that this version, when they are not covered with paper, because for my book, I just covered it with another paper and I press it really hard so it will cover the flowers. But today I'm planning to work with them like they are. But still on this cover that I have here as the spare one, that is fourth one.
You see why you need so many pieces of paper. One to use this side, one to use that side, one to stroke, one is a spare one.
Yeah, so here I used your favorite, the product that you introduced me to. I used the clear crackle because I think it will mimic the leather really nice.
Yes.
And I applied it without any primers. That means that it cracked a little bit the pattern on the paper, the print on the paper. So
yes, it does that. It pulls the ink off the top. It's awesome.
It's so cool, and I will just apply my drops. So first thing, I want to trace the whole shape, then wait for drops to be like half set, and then I will add all the realistic details. So I will sit here with my drops, and you are sitting and scoring. And oh my God, the new comments.
So we will talk nonsense while we do the boring stuff.
Yes. So actually, I also use those drops to make the books dimensional. First time around, I was just putting the pieces of chipboard underneath. But this time, I just added that of those drops on the other side, because the cool thing about those books is that they are double-sided. So you don't need two papers to track this one. I can track it on this side and it will be dimensional when I
on the other side.
over.
Yes, those books are so awesome. It's what I used. So it's the bottom half of this page. Because we're both working with the cover at the moment, but at the bottom are these books, and if you turn them over, they're identical at the back. And I actually used them when I did this live a couple of months ago as a pop-up, because you can see them from both sides. So I really love them as a pop-up for this.
And they could be a cool divider when you are doing the album. They can be a cool divider between the pages because they look nice from both sides.
For sure. Okay, so I use a white pen. You can use any pen, a silver pen, a white pen, and I just mark for my own sanity the fold lines so that when I'm putting my double-sided tape on, I can actually see where I have to stick it. So this is my own little personal trick. Once I've done all my scoring, I then take a pen that I can see, and I just, this will be inside anyway, so nobody will see this bit. It'll be inside the folds, inside there. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which fit inside perfectly here. So there are 6 little pages that fit inside this book with the 1/8 gap. So this really only works if you've got the inches. I know some people have scoreboards that are in centimeters. Because the paper comes in inches, I can only think in inches. That's just how I think. Oh, Blanche is asking a question in another language I don't understand.
Which
Here, put it on the screen. Or is it a statement? It's I can just read my name.
I think it's Spanish, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I think that I saw Nunu on the chat.
Nunu's in the chat.
Oh yeah, she is on it. Thank you, Nunu. Okay, so for my detail work, I will for the little connections between the leaves, because you can see that the crystal drops are thick. They are sitting on the surface, but for now they are very fluid. So in the areas that I unfortunately did connect, for example, petals, they will collect into one big drop. So I will put it aside. I will let it rest, and I will steal some secrets on those little booklets. Because remember that in theory, we already cut out all the insides from our pages. So we have a lot of those weird squares or rectangle elements. So I would take my books and I would stick it on the piece of chipboard and cut it like that. Because, okay, show it to camera, Olga. So I'm cutting all the top and I'm cutting the bottom to be rounded. And those two wings, I'm cutting straight. So when I fold them, oh, this one is not scored. Let's take the one that I scored. So when you fold it, you have a dimensional book. It helps to blend the books between each other if you use something dark on the sides. And Stamperia Allegro works so nice because it's matte and it will cover very nicely. So then you have those little booklets. All you have to do is take your paper leftover, cut it into small stripes, and fill your little book.
Okay.
What's going on? Is it my internet? Yes, it's my internet, obviously.
And we're back. We're back. Sorry, yes. I'm having internet connectivity problems. We're back. We'll just carry on.
No worries. If it will disconnect us, it should switch from my
connection,
my source, and it should be fine. Okay, so again, I just stick it, score it, and of course I already did the dimensional part here, so that the spine is dimensional. Leftovers of the book goes inside, so they just mimic the pages. Because I'm too lazy to make the real pages on this weekend.
No, you're not lazy, you're clever.
But, on the craft along, Michelle came with her mini books and she did actual pages that had something. It is another step to mimicking the realness, and I'm not willing to take that step, to be fair. I'm really not. It's too much. And too much of measuring, and measuring is my big enemy.
Oh yes, we measure by 2 fingers, no problem.
But today I want to make this one into a real book. So I did, again, a lazy version of Belinda's spine. So mine will be not so fancy schmancy. It's just a harmonica that assembled together will give me a nice spine for my book. And, actually for measuring, I just cut out one of those perfectly with my knife. And then I took a piece of cardboard and I just trace it. So I didn't measure, but the measurements are there and the angles are straight, but I didn't measure a thing, to be fair.
And I measured everything. We like opposites. No wonder we're friends. Opposites attract.
I have 2 covers made from white, quite thick cardboard that will go inside, and you can see that I did not measure it perfectly because they fit so nice. And I also have those loose pages. One of them will be my back cover, and I'm pretty sure that I had the spine. Yeah. So I have all my parts, and if I will take 2 exactly same books, and of course I cannot find exactly same book right now.
That's because we're live. The minute you go live, things fly off your desk.
But I was so prepared. I made the envelopes and everything like not me, completely like not me. You know, look, I have the pockets. One is with the die cut. Here I have everything for the booklet. I was doing preps all evening yesterday, and I still managed to lose the booklet.
It's called mandatory.
I will blame Murphy. Okay, so here I have
Murphy and me. We are not friends. So I'm just rubbing down. I'm using double-sided tape, which I'm just rubbing down.
Rub it.
Yes, rub it. And take it off and fold. So now I'm making my spine. This is the most complicated part. The rest is easy.
You always say that.
Well, the thing is, for this particular spine, if you're not precision orientated, then unfortunately it will go skew and it will give you a hard time. So it's worth taking your time on this because then you won't have a problem later.
I am sure that being precision orientated is not my strong suit.
That's okay. We love you anyway.
Yeah, because, measuring is fine when you are doing albums. That's why I don't do them, because I suck in measuring, in keeping the straight angle. Even with the T-square ruler, I'm able to not manage. Let's put it like that. Okay, so by having 2 exactly same books, I can a little bit manipulate the length of my spine here, because I can just double them up on the back. And if they don't line up, because I was somehow yesterday they did and today they don't. So I will probably borrow one of the spines from the books that I already have and just cover this part up. So, okay, my covers, yeah, they are here. So I will just stick the cardboard inside of the cover, but I'm trying to avoid that scored edge, that is here on the one that you are scoring, because if you push too many things over there, the paper it just cannot stand so much pushing and pulling, because the way that paper is made, when you use glue like mixed media glue, that is paper glue, it goes inside the structure of the paper, and you can bend it and you can pull it a little bit, but it has certain
limitations.
Yes, it's not like you can make 2-meter piece from those couple millimeters. So you can see that my edge is here, and I'm just like a notch away from the edge. I don't want to go too close, because then it will not work. Just like that, it will not work out. I tested. It is too lazy. It is lazy to the extent that it's not working out.
Okay, so now I've manipulated my spine and I've got it all to behave itself. Then what you need to sit and do, which I'm not going to make you watch me do on screen, is fold these hinges, because that's where you're going to glue your pages up to. So you need that page line to be nice and flexible. I have pre-prepared this one. I wanted to show you how to do this from scratch because I know a lot of people struggle with it, and somebody was specifically asking somewhere online how to make in the pages that fit this particular book. So that's why I thought we would do that today.
Lately I because like we spoke before, that's why I took a little simpler direction with my inspirations lately, because there are so many new crafters that still wants to see more basic techniques and stuff. The things that are not so overwhelming, that you don't have to know 10,000 products. You don't have to know how the mediums will behave, and I see a huge comeback to paper crafting. That surprised me, because that's the genre of craft that I do really rarely now. And you can
I still
tell
do
that.
it all.
You can tell
I'm working
that
with the
I'm
same
not
size
a
little
paper
book.
crafter.
Yeah.
Look at my edge. But I will leave it. I will mask it off. I can use the paint, or I can just make a small flap and just overlap it. It's live, and there is.
This is a little book that I did. So this is a completely different way of creating your pages for the inside. So this is the small 8x8 version. Well, no, it's not the 8x8 version.
It's this one.
From this page. It's from the 12x12. So it's this one. And what I did is I used the same spine at the back, and I used this as the back cover, so that I can write at the bottom there. But to put the pages inside this one, all I did was cut pieces of paper, and for this I used the calligraphy line for the insides. I cut the pieces of paper the same size as my cover, and then just glued them back to back to back to create my actual booklet. And then I just once I glued them all together, I glued these end pages in, and you'll notice that I have left the spine free, so that your book can move and you can actually open your pages. So that is another little trick that you can do to create little mini books, is just by gluing the pages back to back. It does mean that, unfortunately, with these gorgeous papers, that you lose the other side. And here you can see I've used craft paper and stenciling in between. But that is what it is.
I will do something similar, because there are two ways of filling the book like that. Because right now it's in parts, because I don't know how thick or how narrow my spine will be, so I don't stick them together yet. But when you have them all together, you can go two ways. You can go with that harmony cutting, especially if you want something extra in your book. And I definitely want something extra in my books, and I will show you a couple extra things that I come up with. Probably if somebody ever did any album, it will be nothing extra for you. It will be like, oh my God, that's so basic. But it will be so fun and fun. But if you just want to have a notebook, you can either make the cryptic stitch. You can find a tutorial in internet, or the way that I plan to fill my book first. That means I just score the spine exactly on the measurement of my little booklet from the paper, and then I scored another one, and you can go smaller and smaller, and each time you just put that second scoring line a little bit closer, so when you stick them together, that volume here,
flash,
the volume here is coming up to really nice point, and you can have the flat pages, but it will be only notebook, nothing more, because then they are really close together and they don't roll so nicely like in the booklet that Bella showed. So actually I have the spine that Bella did on one of the live streams, and I will just start to play with it. Always leave the first one, the first flap
to stick in the cover.
The first flap will go here inside the cover. So the next thing that I want to do is to stick my page here. Before I stick my pages, I want them to match my cover. So I will do a little bit of making a regular white cardstock dirty. Nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Bella can take over. In the meantime, I will do my mess. You can put yourself on the full screen.
Okay, I will take over full screen. Except I can't see my full screen button because I've got...
Okay, I will make you full screen. No
because I've got the little faces over my button. Thank you.
No, it wasn't me. Now it's you.
Cool, thank you. Okay, so what I have just done is I have measured. So my spine is 6.5 inches. So that is 6.5 inches. And again, yes, I will put the measurements in with the photographs afterwards. And I have made, because of what I want to do with this particular book, is I've made them slightly wider than this. So and it's measured to fit to that hinge line over there, so that when it sticks out and I close my book, it won't stick out. But if you'll notice on this book, what I did is I made little tags to be able to journal or add more photographs or whatever. I did that intentionally when I actually created my pages. I just glued them along the bottom before I glued them into the spine. So that is what I am about to do now. And of course, I am using extra strong glue.
Oh, that's the best glue ever. Nuno got me hooked on that glue.
So I'm just going to put some glue along the bottom. Then I'm going to put...
If you have any questions, just write them right now on the chat, because while I'm doing a mess on my pages, I'm also looking at the chat. We have Tamar Perry here.
Tamar Perry's in the house. Oh, and Stephen was asking earlier, but you were talking and I didn't want to interrupt, if we can socially distance meet outside. Yes, we can.
We can, but Bella broke her leg, so now we cannot.
I did not break it. I twisted my ankle badly, very, very badly. I cannot almost walk.
It's broken.
Yeah, the bone's not broken. The ability to move is broken. So
but we can also live like up to 2 households. It's just like every time when we want to meet, either I'm under the weather or somebody sneezed in your household and you don't want to spread around.
It's just and also we both got to go on public transport to get to each other's houses, so it just seems silly to do that right now. So especially when we have technology and we can just have a Zoom meeting or Facebook chat or YouTube. Okay, now what you have to do is remember which side you glued so that you don't have pockets top and bottom. So I've got the glue on that side, glue on that side, and I'm going to...
Do you have some markings so you will not mess up? I would need markings. Otherwise, at least one, maybe even more than one of the pockets would be not
upside down.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done this so many times that I shouldn't make that mistake, but you're quite right. I probably should put a pencil mark or something.
It might happen, but I will laugh so hard at the end of the life when you will end up with the pockets.
We all need something to laugh at. I'll let you laugh at me. Don't worry. I will not be offended. Whoops, that's a bit of a squiff glue line. Okay, so we have the pocket at the bottom. We need the pocket at the bottom. And we're going to glue the pages on. So, do you need the screen back, or are you still gluing?
No. I still. Okay, guys, wait. I will show you. For now, you can see only half of my desk, but I basically took papers that I want to put in. I diluted some Stamperia paints. I think it's Cappuccino Terra and Terra de Ombra, the brown one, the dark one. Yeah, so I diluted them with water, and I'm just doing splashes just to have the stained pages that will fit the booklet. So Bella is back on the big screen. It's just nothing, it's nothing fancy. I'm just making paper dirty.
Well, if it's me splashing, then it will be my screen, it'll be my ceiling, it'll be my computer, it'll be everywhere that I don't want it to be except where I want it to be.
It's a brush.
I'm not very good with this whole.
You don't have to swing like with the whole pressure. You can do just small tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, apparently I can't do tap, 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 tap.
Okay. So I will show you a secret technique of just pressing stains through acetate.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the alternative.
That is a cool technique because that controls the splat. No, so, Sam, I won't be having any Australian pockets. None upside down.
Down under. So I have here just a piece of plastic. It helps if you can see through it. I'm making dirt on it with a little bit of paint, but you want to have some water, but not too much, because otherwise it will just slide off your plastic. And then I just press it to my page, and I can see where I'm adding the color, and I can push it underneath the acetate, and voila, here we have the dirty paper.
The controlled splat. Now you see the control freak in me likes that very much. Thank you. Okay, so we have no Australian pockets. We have all European pockets in that they're all at the top and it is all sealed at the bottom. So now that is my book ready to go in. And what I have prepared is this is just normal chipboard that I got at a local ED. It's called, this is Paper Poetry, so that's their brand.
Yeah, I think that we are using the same one, to be fair. It's exactly the same one that I showed before.
Okay, so I just took a black marker and I traced around my paper. And you know, when you're tracing, it sometimes can, you know, when you're tracing with a Koki, it's guaranteed that it will flick in places. I think it happened to me once or twice. So always make sure when you're tracing that you're not using the cover side that you want to keep perfect, that you trace on the other side. And then when you are cutting, this is what is so important. You need to cut, because when you trace something, it's always bigger than your object, okay, no matter how carefully you trace. So you always need to cut on the inside of your tracing line.
That also helps with the aesthetic of the finished project, because you don't see those lines. In my case, I will always trace stuff with the blue pen from some kind of reason. I have all shades of pens on my desk, and I will always pick that really like cool blue pen that makes me it adds to the work, because then I have to mark all the pen marks on my,
you have to cover them.
Yeah, because it shows as blue. Oh, hello, Nama. I saw Nama, but then I scrolled the comments.
Sky Blue Hippies also in the house from Indonesia. We have people from all over the world. It really is so cool.
Ooh, Lise loves the control it clutter away.
Oh, yes, that makes my heart so happy. Controlled splats.
But the wild ones are also fun. And I have no idea how you splat that you have it like everywhere. Because, yeah, I would have it all around my general work area, but it's not like my computer and everything is covered with splat.
I am paper trimmer impaired. I am splatter impaired. It's just it's you know, one has to get to grips with what one can and cannot do, and just accept them and move on. Okay.
I think now I think that I'm not able to do those little booklets and albums because I see that each one of my pages with my perfect finger measurement is a slightly bit different, but it's handmade. So we will just pretend that it was intentional,
intentional.
But it wasn't. I'm just letting you guys know that it wasn't.
Okay, here we go.
While you are cutting it out, so those are some of the pages that I'm planning to put in my album. But I was thinking that, you know, just making an easy album would not cover the other half of my inspiration, because today is my inspiration day. So today's live outcome will join my book in the post on Belinda's blog, where you can check all the DT creations. So I thought that it will be cool to make some extra stuff. One of those extra things that I came up with will be basically the pocket, but I wanted something simpler than Belinda's because I don't measure. Do you remember that, guys? So I have made this one, and it have those flaps that can go into the spine, but of course I forgot to put the flap on the bottom. So I will just quickly stick in the piece of paper. It's folded in half, so it will create the pocket, and I will embellish the outside with some of the die cuts. Inside the line, outside the line.
Hello from Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you have to make one Australian page.
I should have made one pocket upside down for my Australians. Yeah. Okay. Let's just make sure that we have this thing the right way around. Okay, so this is now the exact size of my book cover. And what we need to do now is actually cut it apart to be able to create the separate spine. And to do that, I'm going to cut along joining the two curved parts.
I'm quiet because I'm trying not to stitch my pocket shut because that happened
I was a
couple times already.
And I very carefully, having put this down to show everybody, I very carefully cut through my cover, which was not intentional. I'm doing well today. Okay, so this is the inside. I need a pencil because I need to write on this one. So inside, and a white pen is not working.
White pen on the white surface, it will work so well.
Yeah, intelligent moment. Don't mind me. Let's take a black pen right inside.
But that makes me realize why I always use the blue pen, because I will always see the blue one.
Inside, front. Okay, and we take this off the paper. Thankfully, I didn't cut right through.
At the moment, and I will just clip my page together so it will dry nicely, because I mix the glues. Instead of Cola Extra Forte, I used Cola Gel because they have the same packaging, so it will dry a little slower.
Okay, so I've written bottom of the spine so that I know which is the top and which is the bottom, because by the time you cut it apart, you can have all sorts of dramas happening.
Jeremy, oh my God, I hope that I pronounce your name correctly. Probably not. Says that it's so nice to see that we are human instead of the perfect Autobots.
Yeah, no, we are very human. How do you think we know how to teach? Because we've made those mistakes already. Yes, but we're real people. You know, we're human.
The sad part is that I don't learn very fast from my mistakes, because I have tendency.
But you know that old saying, if you do something more than once, it's intentional. It's no longer a mistake.
Yeah, it's a technique. I'm purposely screwing it up to make it fun.
So I'm taking 1/8 of an inch approximately. I'm doing an Olga. Oh, I'm not measuring, but however, I'm not using 2 fingers because that would be too fat. So I'm taking a sliver off this side, and then I'm going to take a same sort of sliver off that side. And apparently I can't cut straight. Oh, joy. But you're rubbing off on me, Olga, through the screen even.
That was always your, oh no, but you're not using the trimmer. Oh my God, I rubbed on you, see? That's why we cannot meet. It's not social distancing. I'm just rubbing all my bad qualities on my friend. So here I have like the harmonica page that will just be pulled out from the album, and from the small pad I cut out those, and this is the second side of those booklets. So you can see that on 8x8 pad you have smaller ones. I cut out the opening and I put the acetate here. And I made a little flap so you can slide the photo behind the frame. And I will just stick them in my little album just to not sit and do nothing. Because otherwise, guys will spend with us like the whole day.
Yeah, because we've already been going for an hour.
Oh no, I just started.
I just got going. Yeah. Okay, so this is an old pillow slip that got retired. So it's cotton. I'm using that. You can use this is some calico, whatever fabric you've got at home. It doesn't even matter if it is a color because you're not going to see it. I'm using this like Olga showed you earlier. Real books have like a fabric inside to and I'm not even measuring it. You've seriously rubbed off on me, Olga. I am doing it a little bit smaller than my spine. For the control freak in me, it's not so fun usually. But for this, it's not essential that, you know, it's not a rocket taking us to the moon. So it's, yeah. Right. Now I have finished doing all that cutting. I am going to take my craft mat and my granny's album out of the way. You know, the push back and clear. You know, every crafter knows that table cleaning technique.
I started with the clean desk and now I have the piles of books everywhere around me.
Okay, because now we're going to do the gluing. So I'm just going to put some roller towel down on my desk. And I am going to set my spine up so that I've got it like so. So that is the middle, then that is the inside back. And I know it says bottom at the top. Just ignore that. It's just I happen to be working upside down today. And you can see the gap. Mind the gap, please mind the gap. So I want an even gap like that. And I'm just using my cutout underneath to make sure that my spine is going to behave, and I'm just going to round these corners off.
Why are you rounding the corners?
Just for aesthetic reasons.
Okay, I thought that it's some kind of secret trick.
No, sorry. It's just because these are rounded and I don't want the cardboard really sticking out. You could, of course, at this stage, take some paint or take something to paint your edges so that the grey cardboard doesn't show through.
I usually do this part at the end because I seal everything either with the clear primer or with glue, with mixed media glue. That will work like a sealer. And I just go with my paint on top, because then I distress the cardboard edge and my artwork at the same time.
At the same time.
I'm saving so much time.
Okay, so I'm going to put some mixed media glue on my cardboard. And lining it up apparently is immaterial at this stage because I just moved it. So we'll just stick that there and pop that there.
But, it doesn't have to be perfect till everyone...
Of course it has to be perfect. This is me. You know me. I drive myself mad with perfection.
For people at home, it's just important to put the spine between the pages and leave the gaps on each side. They don't have to be perfectly even. If it's like 1/4 of a millimeter more or less, it will still look perfectly fine.
Yeah. Right, let's put one piece of the fabric. Sorry, that was 2 pieces of fabric that I cut. And I'm going to put it on.
And I still don't know how you can be such a control freak and don't count the flowers on your artworks and don't force everything to be.
Because I don't use flowers on my artwork. When last did you see me use flowers?
Yeah, but
I use
elements. Everything have to be uneven. That's the rule.
That's your rule.
Uneven numbers. No, it's a general rule.
And I swear you make up these rules as you go along. Just teasing.
That's general rule. Everything has to be in uneven numbers. Now I can.
Okay, now.
Ooh, the comments. Oh my god. That's what happens when we are alone. Omar will not leave us alone again. And guys, seriously, I feel that Omar is on all the lives except the ones that I'm popping in lately. So it's not like I'm keeping him in some kind of casket.
You've got him in a box. We know you've got him secretly hidden. You know, you flew to Spain during the pandemic.
I wanted to have him just for myself.
Sharing is caring.
Oh my god! And now my husband is coming back home. What's happening today?
You got the whole family. Okay, so now I'm just going to turn this over.
Yes, thank you.
And we're going to put glue on the other side. And can you hear the supervisor in the background? I don't know what he wants.
No, we cannot hear him.
He's very
quite
vocal.
Quiet today.
He's
okay, yes,
very
we can
vocal.
hear the cat. We can hear the cat. That's the craziness. And it's not even Monday. It's Thursday. So, in theory, everything should be already planned and going into the weekend mode. But nope. At least not in my house.
Plan? What's that? Just plans are there so that you can change them. If you don't have a plan, you can't cancel it and rearrange it. Those are the best kind of plans.
As the person who don't plan, you know that if I already go through the effort of making a plan, it just have to work out, because otherwise it will freak my freak. Like seriously. If we don't have a plan and we are just going off the cuff, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I will manage. But if I already planned something, nothing can go wrong.
You think?
Because that just makes me crazy. You saw me a couple times when I did put an effort of planning stuff, and life happens like always. And that's the worst thing that can happen when you have a plan and things don't go according to plan.
Yep, true story. Right, now I need to blow dry this before it sticks to everything.
The chat is laughing. I don't know if they are laughing with us, at us, or at something that I just missed on the chat. Because if I missed some kind of weird joke, oh my God. Doing lives is so hard, especially if you have such a strong FOMO like me. Because on one hand, FOMO. I know that everyone would love to see me actually finishing, or at least half finishing an artwork. On the other hand, I want to chit chat with you guys. Okay, let's update ourselves with us. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay.
I'm blow drying off screen. You probably. What is the material? It is just cotton fabric that I happen to have retired an old pillow slip that I'm using, but you can use calico, you can use curtain lining, you can use any kind of fabric.
The thick ribbon will do, just anything that will be from material, because it's just more durable than a piece of paper.
Yes, it's a support more than anything, because paper with opening and closing, it's like metal. Over time, it will crack because the fibers in the paper will not hold. So the best thing is to give it some support. You get bookbinding fabric, you get all sorts of things, but I'm just using a leftover piece of fabric.
I'm just checking my pockets, because I was sure that for the second I was scared that I was making jokes about you, and I did Australian pocket, but I did.
You didn't, okay?
But I didn't. I did.
And I wrote.
Right. The half of my, I already feel like one page will fill the half of the album. Okay, I will show you.
Okay, so I have 2 books here. Why are they looking so very, very different? Okay.
Maybe one is upside down.
Maybe one is in Australia and the other one's in Europe, yes. Okay, so maybe we need to have it how we had it. There we go. Now it fits. That's why you write notes, people. That's why you write notes.
Remember that you have that folded edge on the... Oh, yes, exactly like that. Yeah.
So, okay. Now it will fit. So my cover, I am just going to glue on as is. Like so. And in fact, because I've now got a second cover here, and this one, the one that I cut through, is now going to be my inside, I have to just do some recalculating. If I was a GPS, recalculating. This time I'm drawing with pencil so that I don't mess up.
Recalculating?
Have you never been?
Like something went wrong with the plan.
Have you never been in a car where you're using a GPS to go from A to B, and then you take the wrong turn, you don't follow its instructions, and then the voice will say, recalculating.
No, our GPS, first of all, we don't have a car. So I don't remember how it was. But I would bet that in our case, in most of the cases, it was like, you are going into the wrong direction. You are going into the wrong direction. You are in the lake. You are in the lake. You are in the lake.
Okay. So now we have my piece back to normal, and I can take now. I can't find that comment. It is so far back to take it off the screen.
Click on another one. Click on any, and then that one will disappear. Yeah.
Crafty I will have to. No, somebody will have to watch it back. Yeah. Please turn right. Nunu says, please turn right.
Which one is
turn
right?
Around when possible.
We are starting. We are entering that area of life that shows how not suitable for normal conditions I am. When you say turn right, I panic because I never remember which one is right.
I know, it's like which hand?
Yeah. Or like those people who give you the directions, like, oh, you have to go west. How do you know?
Oh no,
west?
Right and left is hard enough without east and west to add to the fun. Okay, so now I'm using my mixed media glue again and covering everything with a generous coat of mixed media glue.
Okay, so wait, I will pop in your screen to show what I have. Okay, so here is my glue. Here is a piece of paper. So I have the one page. It will, here you have the front, and when you pull it, it will just unfold, and it will show all those pockets. I have the fourth one, but it is already that thick. So I think that I will skip. I should watch your live a little bit more carefully when you start to ditch the pages, because I know why you did it. But remember that my spine is not glued on yet. So I have still the space to maneuver. Okay, so the next thing that I will show you a cool trick. Okay, so you can use the puncher for that, because here we have the pocket. So when I put it in the spine, it will be shut down. So to be able to reach to the pocket, you can use the puncher. I will use the coin. I will just trace it with the pencil, because for a change, I have no
blue pens on your desk.
No blue pen, because blue pen would be, then I will. I was planning to leave my work at your place, and that blue mark would haunt me forever. I'm pretty sure that would be the first thing that you would notice. Every time when you would open it, it would be like, oh, blue pen.
Okay, so Crafty is asking, am I using two pieces of paper?
Yes.
Is this the inside page from the original book too? No, it's not. This is so I'm assuming she's asking if it's the original page from the inside of this. No, the inside is this gorgeous gold pattern.
Lining and the pages, because you know what, some people might never seen the album like that. The pages, that's the photo album. So the pages are thick cardboard, and you have those openings to slide your pictures in.
Yes, so that's where these openings come from.
And they look so beautiful in the album.
So it's all from my granny's book.
Okay. So the pocket can dry again. And
okay.
I made a goal to make pages interesting. I will just stick it on the side, so my pages look like that. But I thought that it will be fun to play with the collection a little bit. So now I will create 2 interactive pages. One will be this one. I did a cutout, so you can open the door. And you can have the picture or the little note behind the doors. I'm not putting anything on the doors to pull it. It would be cool to have the option like that. or to have a magnet. But again, it's just a small booklet, and mine is already going to be that thick. So I have those doors, and I have those that I don't know if it will work. It's again the opening, but the strip here is very narrow. I will do my best to stick them nicely, but we will see. Okay, I will give you Bella full screen. Oh my God, now I'm sneezing.
Bless you.
Oh, I will be so fired.
Okay, so now this is where you need to take the pieces that you made earlier with the spine, and you check that you have the front of your book on the right side.
Yeah,
so that you don't have
to check yourself a lot, especially if you are doing, because when you're doing something like I'm doing a little thing, yeah, it's not so much work to redo things, but if you already went through the effort, like Bella, to make the whole thing, then check. It's better
check. You know, if you were a seamstress, there's a saying, you measure twice, cut once. So this is the same thing. So I know my instructions are now upside down, but I need the bottom of my page at the bottom, or bottom of my book at the bottom of my album.
And oh yeah, because you are working upside down. People don't know that.
I just was, for some strange reason, when I started, I was working upside down.
I think it's a habit.
Yes, old habits die hard. Okay, I'm just making sure that my book will fit inside perfectly before I glue with extra strong glue and a little bit of double-sided tape. So the double-sided tape is so that it holds immediately, and then the extra strong glue will dry in time. If I can find the beginning of my tape, I'm going to pop that there.
I'm looking for extra narrow tape to stick that little flimsy piece of paper. And I hope that nobody will just play with those doors too much.
Okay, so now
okay, let's look at the
comments. Oh, look, we have hearts. Stephen says the books look amazing. Love them. Thank you. We're having fun. Beautiful projects. Thank you.
I'm kind of surprised how fun it was to, first of all, to create a paper craft project, because I tend not to reach for them.
Yeah, mixed media has become like a really big thing. So the molds and the those things are the go-to things, the stencils, the molds.
But regular paper crafting have so many issues for me, you know, like measuring.
Like measuring.
Or measuring.
Or maybe measuring.
Yeah, or measure twice, cut once. I usually cut at least twice, then I start to measure when things don't fit.
Yeah, if things don't work out, then try again. Okay, so now we just make sure, so we're going to glue that side. Now that side's glued in.
Oh, lordy. Can we say about the bubble? Because I see that we have about 15.
Do we have Polish people in the house?
Yeah,
yes. Talk about the bubble. Talk about the bubble.
That will be 15th, yes?
Yes, the 15th.
Okay, so I will turn on my magic Polish skill. Słuchajcie, ponieważ ostatnim razem polski babel wam się tak spodobał, więc będziemy babelować jeszcze raz po polsku. I tym razem będziemy rozmawiać o produktach, omówimy sobie różne rodzaje masek oraz pasty ze Stamperii. Czym się różnią, jak używać, które lubimy, znaczy które ja lubię konkretnie najbardziej. Pewnie nie omówimy wszystkich, ale większość i zapraszam Was serdecznie. Ustawcie sobie przypominek na 15 maja. Będzie fajnie. Okay, then.
You finished now?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so basically in English, Olga was telling everybody that on Saturday the 15th, it's me hosting, so I will try and be like Omar. I will be hosting, and David
that
and
means I
Olga.
have to put you in the box.
Yes, you have to put me in the box. David and Olga will be doing the Babble in Polish. That is next Saturday, the 15th. Right. So
Yeah,
now
but
my book is done.
still, you know, guys, we will talk about Stamperia paste, texture paste, glamour paste, all pastes and stencils and some techniques. And of course, we will try to do it bilingual like the last time. So don't shy out from the bubble. It will be still fun.
Yes, because you and David were good with the translation. Okay, I'm making a right royal hash of this, so we will just pull that off. Okay. We will just glue it like I normally do, which is to put the glue there, put the glue there, put it in the middle.
Yeah, and with that glue, when you already commit, then you have to commit. If something is skewed, then don't try to fix it. Just commit and think about the ways of fixing that later.
Yes. There we go.
And it's good that I'm not on the screen because I would have to bite my tongue and say, like, do what I say, not what I do.
Yep. It's a good mom move. Right, now we're going to stick this in place by putting another layer of extra strong glue all the way around the back. Then we make sure we have the back cover and we put it inside here. So we're going to cover up the join, making sure that it fits. There we go.
Oh my God. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Oh my God! Look at me go!
You go, girl. You go. Except we can't look at you go because you've put me on full screen.
Oh yeah, sorry. Because you were doing some important stuff. So I have my pages, and as you can see, they are not perfectly measured, but that part I can hide in the spine. So I think that I will start to just assemble them together. I want to have a couple of blank pages to add some notes, and I also like how they look. I like that stainy look. The paper warped a little bit because it's not watercolor paper, but actually I don't mind in that case at all. If I would do something very, very neat that have to be straight, I would probably iron the paper. Yes, I use iron, but only for crafty purposes.
Yes, do not ever think that I'm going to iron laundry.
No, but I iron the paper, I iron the foam to make flowers.
Sure, that's quite normal, isn't it?
One of those days, you know, Matt was so surprised that we actually have iron at home because he needed something to be heated up, and he was like, "Do we even have an iron?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, in the craft room."
Then the last thing I'm doing to finishing it off is I'm taking the top and the bottom of the spine, and I'm going to glue it on the inside there to hide my join.
Hide your join. Okay, so I'm putting the pages in. I left the loose edge to make sure that I have something to attach my pages. I have the way to attach the whole thing into the booklet. I'm using the bone folder to make sure that they sit nice and flat, and you can do every row, then you will get something that will be very, very packed, and it will be visually more pleasing, but I prefer to go every second one. And that means that I will have those empty spots, but it will be easier to flip the pages. Probably I could pick some less sturdy cardstock for the spine, because I went with 300 GSM just to make sure that it's bulletproof.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of paper tearing happening here, and if you actually look at my original book, it makes it very authentic. So my original Granny's book is actually coming apart, and that's just because I'm folding it now while my paper is so wet from all the gluing. And I'm just going to take a little bit of Allegro paint and fill in that space. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna.
That's called masking off.
Yes, hiding. Well,
but it's if you really want to have the perfect edge with no tearing, you can put the mixed media glue on and then slowly add your cover. Definitely it's not super easy or possible to do on the live stream, because if you will go very, very slowly and not add too much pressure at once and just slowly bend paper, it will obey and it will behave. So it's not like you have to have those tears, but honestly, I don't mind. I'm too impatient to do it slowly, and it adds to the look. You don't see
it definitely adds to the vintage look. So this is where I'm now, while I've got the Allegro paint out, I am just hiding anywhere that I can see the card.
Here I have the huge crack, but I also have one of those albums, and my album actually do not have spine at all. The one that we bought
yes,
on Vintage
I've got
Market.
one that it's fallen off.
Yeah, the spine fell off as soon as I arrived home.
We're making the brand new, vintage aged, distressed, like it's been around, like my granny's one, for 100 years. And there we go. There we have my album.
Oh my God. And you're done?
I'm done.
No way. I'm still now I'm looking for another part of my super fancy schmancy construction.
Do you want full screen?
No, I don't need a full screen. We can sit together, because if you will put the full screen, then everyone can see the mess around me. I started with such a clean desk. I was so proud of myself, and I was sure that with the paper crafts, I will not make such a mess. Okay. You should make everything, everything should be measured and made with the ruler, but honestly, we are live. And we are live for already 1 hour and a half, so nobody has time for that.
And the fact that, I mean, I pretty much made it from scratch. Okay, I had fussy cut the paper out, but I mean, really, it is so easy to fussy cut. It's hardly time consuming.
Now I regret that I took my sweet time and to, chit chat and make those pages. I could leave them white. And just, oh my God, and I forgot about my 3D technique. I will get back to it in 1 second. It's not dried yet. I'm pretty sure that it's not dried yet. Okay. Anyway. In 1 second, I will be able to show you what I'm going for, because basically I will just go and stick the page to every other harmonica space, and I will add those elements that I already made. That means that the pockets go here, and basically I already filled the whole book with 3 pages, because this one is okay, so this one will go here. Then we will have the one with the with the pocket, and you can embellish the pages, but I think it just will add too much bulk, and the last doors can go here, and one more page will go here, and we will pretend that it's done. Wait. Yep. Okay, so I will just grab them all together, and I will use my cheaty holder to pretend that it's done. Okay, so the first page will be just blank, and this part is to stick it on the cover. Then we have the doors that can be open. Then we will have the, okay, now let's open it. Then we will have the page with the whole room happening with
the with sound effects.
Yes, exactly. Then I have the pocket, then I have another door and 2 empty pages, and basically that will be it. And look at the volume that I got. It's way thicker than it should be. So probably
that does happen.
I will have to make my little booklet a little bit more dimensional. Where is my booklet? Oh no.
Okay, so Kim's asking what brown paper I used. So I'm assuming, Kim, you're talking about this brown paper. I just used cardstock that I bought here in Germany. It's just your standard scrapbooking cardstock.
Call it so photocarton from some kind of reason.
Okay, so I just used normal cardstock. Thanks, Anne. She says our ideas are brilliant.
Okay, so my book will look like that, and it have this cool raised effect on top. Of course, you can use like patina umbra or Antoni space diluted to add to the look. But I'm a little bit afraid that mine is still too dry, too fresh, and if I will put the wax on top, it will peel off the flowers.
Yeah.
In the meantime, my flower is dry, so I will show you a quick cheeky technique. Actually, that is the technique that I wanted to show you today, and I just have to.
You've been completely sidetracked. Can I give you solo layout?
Yeah.
Cool. You have the whole screen, girl. Go for it.
Okay, so now my my gel already settled a little bit, and I have here a very handy tool that is a needle, and this one I actually made myself. I just made the crisscross. I put the blunt needle in, and I added the wire around. I have ton of those needles everywhere because I keep using them all the time. So now when it's a little bit dry, you can see that I can start to sculpt into the gel. So I can make all those little elements that will create that texture that is originally on those petals, because those petals, when you look at Bella's granny book, they have a little divots. So now we are adding back the flower center. Okay, and the same thing with the leaves. Because gel is translucent, you can see through it. So I can see where I have to take my product off. If it's completely translucent, like here, it's probably already way too dry, but I can still carve it. Okay. Okay. This one is definitely not dry yet. You want the face like right now when it's milky, and when you through your needle through it, it will leave that marking. It also can leave those spikes. So if you don't want to have, do you see the spiky bead? Yeah, here we have spiky bead. So all the spiky beads I take away with the needle. Okay. And if I need to add material, now I'm looking for those crystal drops because they disappeared. Hello? Oh, they are here. Okay. Found them. So I need a palette. I don't have any palette, so let's use a piece of paper. I will just squeeze a little bit of the drops here. It helps to hold them, store them upside down when you already used up a little bit from the packaging. Just letting you know. Okay. And now it's the precise work. So all those connections between the flowers, I will just make with the needle. And the best is to practice a little bit because you want to get as, the perfect option is to get it in one pass. So you will not have those zigzags here. And you can see that I'm just drawing with my needle and the drops are falling just behind. And I would work on all those details of the flowers. It's usually taking me around 20 minutes to make one of them, like one of the covers. The first one took a little bit longer because I was loading the product up. I would go with 2 or 3 layers. Every time you have to dry them down and see, because of their consistency, they have the tendency to go back to the shape to maintain the
where they were. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They are a little bit like this liquid metal that you had in the old thermometers. I forgot how the English
Thermometer.
name.
You mean yes, that's
Don't
silver stuff.
don't tell me that you don't know the name in English.
I do. It's toxic. Starts with an M.
Oh my God. Mad.
Mercury. Thank you. My
Oh
mother.
yeah, mercury. Oh, exactly. So it's like mercury. It wants to maintain the drop shape. So you have to just aim for the moment when it's not so fluid anymore. All the details, like those little flowers, I would just do a half of the flower, like this one. I just make a drop, and then I just drag the end to be spiky, and I would leave it to be half dry, and then I will add the other half, and this way we get that effect.
And I like Stephen's sense of humor. Stephen loves your tool, Olga, the way you put the gel on the back of your hand, but don't put the gel on your 2 fingers. Otherwise, the measurements will get bigger and bigger.
Yes. Remember that those fingers are to measure and this hand is to store the products. Okay, so look at the flower, how much detail it have when it's dry.
It's amazing. Your technique is amazing.
It takes a little bit practice and patience, but
Hang on, I'm gonna put
divots here.
I'm gonna show my grannies next to you. So hold yours up, and then this is the original, people. So look how awesome hers is. It looks just like the original. It's incredible.
Yeah, so now I will finish this one, and probably I will replace the cover that I already put on my book with this one. So you will have the shiny version as well, because when you said that the shiny version looks more real than the paper version, I was already like half done with the paper version. So
I love your paper version too. It gives it a completely different feel. But that was awesome.
I will put the paper one here as well. So here is the work in progress. Here is done and dried, and here is dried and then covered with paper. And honestly, if I would knew back then what I know now, I would just keep the covering with the second layer of paper because
it's not necessary. So I mean, it looks unbelievable, but it's not necessary. The shiny one looks amazing. So I'm not off camera. I'm going to sit and do the use the crystal drops, and I'm going to do that on my cover too, because now you inspired me.
Yes. So I have like couple of them at that stage because I wanted to be really, really prepared.
You're so prepared. It's like the cooking show. You know, we have the spine we pre-made, the spine we make on the live.
I was sure that I will just make that little booklet in no time. And you know, it's still like, I mean, it's almost done, but I will have to sit. I think that it will need like 30 more minutes because when I stick everything together, I want to feel the inner cover and go around with the paint, because that paint around the edges adds to the look. And those stains here, they are already printed. So I didn't make them, but I just decided to continue them, and I added similar stains here inside. Mine are a little bit darker because I didn't dilute that Terra Domini, this one. My favorite brand.
The 106. It's new. It's the 106 KL. Yes.
No, it's yes. Yes.
So the new packaging has it called Earth. They've made everything in English. This is the new packaging. Yeah. It looks amazing.
That will be easier.
No more learning Italian. I quite enjoyed learning Italian.
Buongiorno, gelato. Bellissimo.
Cappuccino.
Pizza, mi amore. That's everything.
Okay, Tamar's got to go. We've all done. So thanks for joining in. Awesome to have your support from the rest of the design team. We've had everybody here.
Yeah, and thank you guys for showing up. And yeah, welcome to the crazy crafty world. Oh my God.
Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna roll the.
Do you want me to flip the camera?
No, we're just going to say goodbye. I'm trying to find the video that they always roll, so I will find the video.
Video is in the separate section, but okay.
I know, but I can't see it, so we'll just have to say goodbye.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I will find it. I will find it. Wait, let's not give up. Okay, so it will be cafe. No, it's
on Monday. No, that's no. What? No, that's the lab. Okay, go back to calendar. That's us. You've lost us. Okay, so that's us.
But there are no videos here. That's why I was flipping the other.
Okay, there were video. No, there are no video clips. You're right. Okay, so that's what happens when you leave us backstage. So we'll just say goodbye.
That's the last time that we are unsupervised here.
Unsupervised.
Unsupervised adults. Woo!
Okay, bye everybody from the backstage.